Good evening. Sheriff Moore, Alleghany County Sheriff's Office. Make sure I get this right. What I'm proposing to the board, and I just want you to, I'm giving you a copy of this so that you can look at. I've spoken to Mr. Walters about this, and Lexipol is a company out of Texas. They provide administrative work for law enforcement and other type businesses, but what they would do for us, and I'm going to do this real quick, is that we would enter into a contract with them. They would take our policy and procedures manual, they would convert that digitally, and they would immediately update every policy and procedure that we have in accordance with state and federal regulations. They would maintain that for a fee yearly, and anytime there is an update to any state policy or any federal regulation that covers law enforcement, they would immediately notify us with that change. It would have to be approved by our department, and it would be implemented immediately. What they also offer is training for the officers. They would provide weekly training bulletins or monthly training bulletins, whatever I would request from them, and the officers would receive an email from them. They would have a certain amount of time to log into the system, view the video or whatever the training may be, and then take a short test. Those tests would be on our policies and procedures. This is a very vital thing given today's society, in law enforcement especially, with policies and procedures that are placed in effect with every law enforcement agency in this country. I was one of the first 5 agencies to contact Lexipol prior to 2024. So that automatically gave me a 50% discount for the implementation and the manning fee. So that is on there on page 5, I think. Yes, page 5. And I'm going to let you look at that. And we can talk about that at another date. I just wanted to provide this information to you so that you had something to look at. The deal is tremendous. I feel that if we don't do this, we set ourselves up in a lawsuit or any other type of criminal investigation as far as our policy and procedure manuals go. So I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'll give Mr. Dodd the color copy. Thank you, sir. There you go, sir. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
You are going to run this by the Covington City Council also, because they would be paying a portion of this, wouldn't they?
Covington City is actually entering into an agreement with them already, so I'm sure, yes, but I can't approach the council and speak with them about that. But given the minimal amount that this is, I would hope that we could get a decision on this rather quickly, because I would hope to be able to get this started, the process of this started before the end of January.
Since you're a new sheriff, I guess it was 10, 15 years ago, there was not a lot of conflict, but some conflict between the county and the city.
Yes, sir, I remember.
We would go ahead and vote to do something, and they felt like just send them the bill for it. So we started probably 2 or 3 years ago now. Every time we fund or put funding towards anything, it's a joint program with the city, out of courtesy, we feel like you ought to ask them.
I'd be more than happy to appear before the city council and ask them. One more thing on that, they also will basically hold our hand through the accreditation process. During my campaign, that was one of the big promises that I made to the citizens of Alleghany County, that we would be accredited within 12 months, or by the end of my term. I believe with Lexipol we can be accredited within 12 months. So, any questions regarding that?
Is the Alleghany County Sheriff's Office currently not accredited?
Absolutely not, no sir. Me and my chief deputy have spent the last couple of days going through certain things. Now they are in compliance with DCGS standards. They are in compliance, but these policies and procedures, they get updated routinely, and it is very difficult for someone to maintain that file up to date every day. You almost have to have a full-time employee to do that. With this, we have a full-time employee for a quarter of the salary of someone that we could hire to maintain that. And also the accreditation process, once we get that, it's ours to lose. All we have to do is maintain from that day forward. And if we keep them on board, we simply cannot lose our accreditation. Accreditation is tremendous. If you look at some of your larger police departments across the country, they have an accredited agency written on the bottom of their police cars or things similar to that. I come from an accredited police agency, and the difference there is just tremendous because things are there in place for a new employee, that all they have to do is take their handbook, open it up, and it's like reading an encyclopedia. You just go to page whatever, and it's there. It's in a policy manual, if you will, that's kept on file in paper. It's very difficult to find updated material and keep it updated.
Do they audit also to keep you up, to make sure everything's right?
I can't answer that question right now, Mr. Gardner, to be honest with you. I don't know. I am in the process of asking that question specifically to Richmond and the Virginia Sheriff's Association.
So it's a third-party oversight, basically, which is...
Yes, sir, it is, and they're responsible, they're insured and all that stuff as well. It's a legitimate. Mr. Walters has worked with Chief of Police in the past that has had that, and also my Chief Deputy had it in Clifton Forge, and he told me it was worth every penny that he spent on it.
You said the magic word when you said your size. There's a lot of compliance like this in the private industry, and unless you're a large company or you had 400 deputies, you could justify hiring somebody on staff full-time to do this.
Yes.
But for smaller organizations the size of Alleghany County and for small businesses like myself, we consult with companies like that all the time to keep us up to speed, because it's by far the cheapest way to do it.
Yes, sir. You're right, and it only makes perfect business sense. And my plan is to run the sheriff's office like a business, and we're not going to lose money for the county. Any other questions?
Any more questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.